Okay, so this is an overview of a distributor ignition system. It's about the simplest ignition system you could find in a vehicle, so this is where we're going to start. This unit down here, this is our distributor. Up top, this piece is called a distributor cap. What you see coming out of it are spark plug wires, and they run down the sides of the engine to these spark plugs. If we look down here, we can see the spark plugs. Right down in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 on the other side. Okay, so this distributor serves a few different purposes in the engine. We're going to talk about 2 right now. So if we go down here and underneath this distributor cap, we take a look. We pop these little clips off. And we lift this cap up. There's a couple of things going on inside here. Okay, so this piece here, this gray piece, is known as a rotor. When the engine's running, this rotor spins around in a circle, and its purpose is to distribute, hence the name distributor, the high voltage to the spark plugs in the right order at the right time. The high voltage enters this distributor cap through the wire in the center, and it comes in through this little button right in the middle. That little button touches the rotor right here in the center. The tip of the rotor, as it spins around, brings the high voltage to the appropriate terminal at the appropriate time. So that's one purpose. The other purpose of this distributor, if we pop this rotor off, is to actually trigger our ignition coil to make high voltage. So if we look over here for a moment, this round thing right here, this is our ignition coil. I'll explain how that works in another lesson. When we look down inside this distributor, this little thing right here is called a set of points. It's basically a switch. And this little guy right here, this little can, is known as a condenser, which is another name for a capacitor. So as this distributor spins, when the engine's running, in the middle, this shaft here turns, and you'll notice attached to the shaft is a cam. This cam has 8 sides. It's an octagon. That's because this engine has 8 cylinders. So as this cam turns, every time one of these little bumps goes past the points, it's going to do what my screwdriver is going to do here. It bumps the points open. See what's happening down in there? If we look right here, that's a switch, that's a contact. So right now, that switch is closed, and that's completing a circuit. Every time this cam rotates and one of those little bumps opens that switch, it breaks the circuit. So those are the 2 purposes inside our distributor here. Make and break what's known as our primary circuit to make our ignition coil generate high voltage. And I've lost my rotor. Oh, there it is. And to have a spinning rotor spinning around, distributing the high voltage to the right place at the right time. So I'm going to put this cap back on here. Another thing that takes place inside this distributor is what's called ignition advance, and that's done a couple of different ways. If you take a look, this round object right here is known as a vacuum advance unit, and there's some other components down inside the bottom of this distributor that you can't see right now that mechanically advance the timing or make the spark happen sooner, and we'll explain how that works in another video.